a small soft drink.
All right.
I'll have a water cup.
Okay.
Thank you.
Another water for me too.
Love you.
Yep. Oh, get them ahead of time in a little cup. So this is the famous. Oh wow, where'd you get those cups?
Right there.
Ready?
This is like Halloween right here.
Maybe I need to rethink. Okay, so which one's the hot one? That's the hot
This
one.
is the hottest one.
22.
Just gonna get one mild.
Thank you.
Man, they really do it right here. Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
Getting it on film.
Oh, look at how many. What is this?
It's like Halloween.
Oh man, Halloween. Here we are at Jim Boy's, and this is a Sacramento favorite. It's one that I've avoided for 40 years because the last time I ate there it was greasy, but I'm told that it's the right kind of greasy. What do you think?
Classic.
Classic. So, what have we got today? What did we order?
Let's see.
Oh, look at that. Is there one regular taco in there? That's got my name on it.
Yeah. Let's see. I have a beef and a chicken, and you have.
I just have
beef.
regular. I got a regular.
Chris, we got a burrito in here, Chris.
Yeah, cause that's my classic.
Okay, I can see beef in there, I think. So I'm just, now what they do is there's so much grease that they shake cheese onto the greasy shell and it sticks, it adheres.
It's the original American taco.
Original American taco.
It's listening. It adheres.
Whoa. Oh,
It's-
look at that cheese right here.
It's
See
glistening.
Already?
that? The grease indicates freshness. All right, I'm gonna take my virgin bite. Oh man, the sauce. The sauce is the bomb.
I told you.
This is way better than I remember. All right, I think I'll eat at Jim Boy's from now on. There's one right around the block from my house.
Like they say, Jim Boy, oh boy. Oh, the original American taco.
Oh man, that's delicious. What's wrong with me? Why have I missed out?
Hey, Michael, what's not wrong with you? It's a shorter list.
All right, all right.
Hey, let's do a show.
I don't want to do a show. I mean, I was thinking of doing a song, you know, for David Crosby, Guinevere, but it's just so hard, man. And it's a weird tuning, and you can't make any mistakes. You can't ruin it. It's too beautiful. I don't think I'm gonna do it. Talk me into it.
I think you can do it.
You think I can? I don't know. I hate it. I know I'm gonna screw it up.
It's so beautiful. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, we gotta, I know you got greasy hands. You got a Harmon thing?
Oh, you see what I got here?
I
That
saw
looks
it.
like David Crosby. Check it out. But it says Lisa Phoenix. Is that Lisa Phoenix with a beard?
Yeah.
I think what that is that's a spiritual portrait of Mark Harmon that got shoved into a Lisa Phoenix music folder on a gig and was subsequently forgotten. And so now, when I go to gigs, I pull it out to remind myself that Mark is David Crosby in disguise. Look at that.
You're a Crosby in disguise.
Well, now he's the only Crosby we have left.
All right, let's do a show.
All right, let's do it.
Cheers.
Here, see ya.
Guinevere had green eyes like yours, a lady like yours. She'd walk down through the garden in the morning after it rained. Peacocks wandered aimlessly underneath an orange tree. Why can't she see me? Bum bum dum da dum da da dum. Guinevere drew pentagrams like yours, a lady like yours. Late at night, when she thought that no one was watching at home, on the wall, do 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 do. She shall be free. Bum bum da da dum dum. As she turns her gaze down the slope to the harbor where I lay anchored for a day. Guinevere had golden hair like yours, lady like yours. Streaming out when we'd ride through the warm wind down by the bay. Yesterday, seagulls circle endlessly, I sing in silent harmony. We shall be free. Dun, da, 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 da.
Wow, man. That was incredible.
Cool, man.
That was awesome, dude.
Man.
Wow. Okay, what do we got?
145.
145. You got the
somber.
5, I got the 1-4. All right.
Somber opening.
Hey.
A somber opening to a somber week here in California. We lost a great inspiration last week. and didn't say much about it last week. I was pretty tore up. So this week we're going to kind of dedicate this whole show to Crosby, I think. Do a few of his tunes and a few other tunes, and I think we should celebrate in spite of all the rough things happening here in our state. What do you have there?
Oh,
Clink.
a little
Lift.
It's the vanilla orange
Separate my
vanilla
lips.
seltzer water.
Try to keep things on a healthy keel here.
Hi, folks. Glad to have you with us.
Yes.
It's been a
Fun
month. Fun month so far.
Yeah, boy.
Interesting.
A lot of rain. Rain finally stopped here, but I hear that there's a lot of storms happening elsewhere in the south and so on. And
It's coming again.
it's coming back, but hopefully it's just rain and not.
Rain.
At least it's not snowing.
This is the song that reminds me of rain. But we'll talk about that after.
You want to set? So once you set that tempo, and then I'll do the opening riff.
1, 2, 3.
If God had a name, what would it be, and would you call it to his face? If you were faced with him in all his glory, what would you ask if you had just one question? And yeah, God is great. Yeah, God is good. Yeah. What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Just a stranger on the bus trying to make his way home. If God had a face, what would it look like, and would you want to see? If seeing meant that you would have to believe in things like heaven and Jesus and the saints and all the prophets. Yeah, God is great. Yeah, God is good. Yeah. What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Just a stranger on the bus trying to make his way home. Like a holy rolling stone, back up to heaven all alone. Nobody calling on the phone, except for the Pope may be in Rome. Can the dirt in the ground sprout a seed all alone? Can the dirt in the ground go away on its own? If you ask me for money, I would give you the money to make the rain wash the stain, take my shame and go home. Rain on, come down on me. Come down on me. Come down
I would say that's a bona fide rip show right there. What do you think,
I think we need
Chris?
The way
You got wait. You got it.
Rip show.
That's a beautiful thing. So
Nice job, Mike. That he talked about it, and we had no clue how it was going to work, and we just did it. It sounds great.
well, here's what happened. So we have a friend named Magnus Skolander or whatever. He lives in Stockholm, Sweden. He used to play in Perry and the Poor Boys. Some of you might remember my association with that group. And Magnus was friends with Eric Bazillion, the guy who wrote this song, the guy in the Hooters. Is it the Hooters? That was the name of his band, right?
The Hooters.
Hooters, yeah.
He wrote.
He
What
wrote
If
this.
God Have One.
Yes, he
Oh, wow.
he wrote this. He did it to impress his girlfriend, who became
Prince
his.
wrote that song.
Who's that? It's Eric Bazillion. He wrote it from the Hooters.
If God was one of us?
Yes. And
dear.
it's his. In fact, the Hooters were the backup band on it. And Magnus was there the night he wrote it. Okay. And I'm trying to find out because our song, "The Rain Kept Falling in Love," I actually started writing that while I was still working at the warehouse in 1989. So that means that song predated one of us by at least 5 years. But I mean, it's not an uncommon chord sequence per se.
I don't know. I think that's really rare.
But the feel of it, the rhythm,
Yeah.
you know.
pretty
Anyway,
crazy.
I only just recently noticed that they were the
Well,
same.
and then that was made. Joan Osborne did it, right?
Yeah,
And
Joan
that was kinda
Osborne.
made- that was made.
And the
huge, that one.
production was, I mean, when that band kicks in, it is so 90s. It's just got a
slow,
and it's
slow
just-
90s.
slow. We're 90s songs slower.
Well, yeah, because in the 90s, today's songs were slower. Was when that was coined.
And the endings were better.
Well, no, your fills are great, but your endings are terrible.
There you go.
Anyway, I've got a message.
In no particular order, right?
Not to belabor this, but I've got a message into Magnus, and I'm going to say,
Oh yeah.
did you play the Pray Naked? Did you have the album? Did you play it for Eric Bazillion? And if he did, we have the clue to the Rip Show.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's not likely.
That's a reach.
It's a
exactly,
reach.
exactly how many is a Brazilian anyway?
Exactly.
All right.
And you know, with all that humor and fast talking, we'd like to say hello to our good buddy, Mr. Christian T. Harrelson.
And we've had a lot of Mr.
Lot of
Nope.
guesses.
I think your middle name should be Nope.
Because we could call him Mr. T. Insert picture of Mr. T.
Dope.
He'll do that shortly. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my guess. Let me see. Travers.
Travers. As in Mary Travers?
Yeah.
Or Pat?
Pat, yeah. There was Pat Travers.
Well, it's that Trav.
What was his big
Trav.
hit, you know?
Rock and roll hoochie coo?
Yeah, but
Christopher
no,
Travers.
that's...
Come on, man. Which one is that? It? Did I get it?
Nope.
Oh man,
boy.
man, you had me hanging there. I thought I had it.
All right, but well, before we get too
Hold on,
jocular...
what's your T?
My T was transpose.
That, you're getting warmer.
Really? So the word trans is in it?
Well,
Well,
these
no,
days
that
the word
is all the
trans
rage
in.
these days, but I'm not
Trans is in
into that.
everything.
Well, I was thinking, okay, all right. Now, I was thinking of
on,
Neil
man.
Young's album Trans, the techno album that he did for his son, you know.
Okay, but what's a Chris name guess?
A Chris name guess? I don't know if I said Theodore before.
Yeah, that was my first one.
Yeah.
because I was
and
going for
Tiberius has been going around. Trevor.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's more modern, I think, than his
and
parents.
his age.
that generation.
Chris
where-
is not a modern aged person.
Not that Trevor is a new name.
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get. Can I do one more Crosby thing since I'm in that place?
Sure.
Do you mind?
No.
Maybe you can give me, you know.
We'll go spin and glide if you've got no place to hide, it's 'cause you don't need one. All along the lee shore, shells lie scattered in the sand, winking up like shining eyes at me. From the sea, here's one like sunrise, older than you know, and it's still lying there where some careless way forgot it long ago. When I awoke this morning, dove beneath my floating home, down below her graceful side in the turning tide, to watch the sea fish roll. There I heard a story from the sailors of the Sandra Marie. There's another island a day's run away from here. It's empty and free. Venezuela, nothing more to see than 100,000 islands flung like jewels upon the sea. For you and me, sunset smells of dinner. Women are calling at me to end my tales, but perhaps I'll see you the next quiet place. I furl my sail,
Man, what a heavy
I know.
guy, man.
Takes you right out there on the sailboat, man. Just, yeah, he was a sailor. He knew how to do celestial navigation, did, sail all those places and did all that stuff.
And those were his guitar and vocal arrangements.
Yeah.
He did all that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I was attracted to him. I mean, I loved all those guys. All those guys brought so much to the table, but this stuff, I mean, this is like taking folk music into a new place.
Yeah, I never realized he was that consummate guitar player.
Well, he was just a rhythm guy, but it was more of a compositional. He always played rhythm, and he had a very clean style. He didn't do a lot of leads or anything like that. It was more that he composed and came up with rich chord structures that were really thoughtful and intelligent.
Yeah, I always associated that stuff with Stills.
Well, Stills was more blues-oriented, really. And fortunately, he had Stills, because Stills could play rings around everybody. And the combination of all those guys and the way they played together, and Neil Young too, to be fair.
To be fair.
It was very, very rich, very rich. And it saved me, because in high school when that was popular, all the guitar guys were learning Clapton and Jimmy Page and Hendrix, and I was just lost. I'm going, oh my gosh, technically it was so overwhelming. And
then you took this kind of
so
stuff
what I
on.
did is I jumped into here, because this I could get at.
Wow.
And it
it's
gave
deep.
it gave me self-esteem, and it gave me a whole direction of my own thing,
Is it this, like some of that other music, you can sit there and kind of lose it for a second. This stuff is really meticulous,
Yeah.
like you can't,
There's no room for-
there's no margin for error, it's
And if you watch, I mean, yes, Crosby was always stoned. Those guys were stoned, but especially him and Gray and Nash, the precision of their vocals when they were on was unparalleled, just unbelievable. I mean, I listen to some of these live recordings of them, and I just go, how did they were so good, so good. I mean, it shames me, I always, we get up here and wing it. But it's like those guys, man, it's like the amount of talent they had for the things they did, staying in their own lane was just, at the roof. You know what I mean? It was just great. So this is why when people think of Crosby, he's almost become like a cartoon character in a lot of ways. This mean, nasty guy who says terrible things and drugged out. And
the first thing I saw on social media was a picture of what was it, Gallagher?
Right.
oh, right.
So like,
I
it's
found
going
that one
too
too.
soon. It's like, oh my
Too
God.
soon and too funny was
The
what I
last,
saw.
That was
he
absurd.
responded to a lot of my tweets and answered a lot of them. And the last thing he responded to was when Gallagher died. I said, well, you're number one imitator, because people are always sending pictures to him of guys with mustaches. And he's going, that's not even close. And I sent him the picture of Gallagher when he looked exactly like Crosby. And he liked that, because it's like, it's so obvious he looked like him.
That's great.
I'm glad Gallagher moved on from that look, because he'd get up there and I'd go, I can't stop thinking about Cross. All right, well, you want to try one? I mean, you want to get in this a little bit?
Yeah.
We can maybe share it a little bit.
Yeah, why don't you, maybe you
It's been a long time coming. Gonna be a long time gone. And it appears to be a long, appears to be a long, appears to be a long time. It's a long, 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 long time before the dawn.
This is a weird key.
sure.
Sorry, take one.
Turn, turn in a corner.
Oh, yeah, preach it.
Yeah, you must hear what the people say. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
There's something's going on here that
try to speak your mind. If you dare, take it.
But don't try to get yourself elected. If you do, you had better cut your hair. No,
And it appears to be alone. Appears to be alone. Appears to be alone.
time, such a long, long time before the dawn.
Just gotta get out of it. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time gone. But you know, the darkest hour, it's always just before the dawn. Yeah. And it appears to be alone. Appears to be alone. Appears to be alone. Such a long, 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 long time. Such a long. Oh boy. Well, we did the song once before, and I did not do it in that key. I lowered it, and I didn't really think about it.
And I keep doing that top angular harmony. There's another one in there. Am I missing it?
No, I think what
I-
we came up with was actually pretty cool.
Okay.
I actually like that.
Oh.
I like it. All right, I need to retune for this. That's
This is one.
well, we don't do a lot of Coldplay on this show,
Yeah.
and
Thank goodness.
Hey, man. Don't rip on Coldplay.
No, I
dude.
love them.
Yeah.
well, for
I mean,
me,
there's an era where there's kind of a point where I stopped kind of listening.
Oh
to
yeah,
them.
no.
well, they became a
Yes.
stadium band, because they had to, as you grow, your audience grows, and then if you're going to play in stadiums, you have to have more than just those really mellow tunes that I loved. I fell in love with their Yellow and
That was Nigel Godrich.
Well,
How
I
do you mean
think the record, the first stadium record they did is very good. I think they did an incredible
was
job.
it X and Y or something
yeah,
like
I think
that?
that's a really
That's
good
the
record.
one. That's the
People
one where
free.
my girlfriend at the time said that it reminded her of Don Henley, and I could never not hear that,
Wow.
and it ruined it.
Oh no, that record's cool.
Great.
Are you
That's a
kidding?
really good record.
No,
But
Don Henley.
but they were right because that's why they made it like that. But anyway, they just kind of went into another space that I just didn't follow them.
But the first two albums I absolutely love. Very inspirational at the time. It's almost like they took a piece of Pink Floyd and brought it way more pop. Could be, That's what I heard when I first heard them. I went, if Pink Floyd was like a pop band rather than a quasi-prog band, I guess.
I just thought it was kind of perspirational.
Perspirational?
Yeah.
That'll be enough. Do I have to censor you? Because that'll be enough of your bad talking Coldplay in the CoROEnosphere when we're about to do a Coldplay song.
It's funny, when I saw them, Fiona
Chris,
Apple.
back to your room.
When I saw them, what's his name? Chris Martin had gotten a perm, and he looked just like the guy from Napoleon Dynamite. And he even joked about it. He said, I apologize for the perm. It was a mistake.
And then
And,
didn't he shave his head as a
I
result?
don't know about that. But
I had
when
a perm.
When I
He did?
I did. In 5th grade, I got a perm.
You talk to any woman who has gotten a
Christian
perm.
Dynamite, bro.
Yeah.
I remember my perm when I got one, and I related.
I never got a
Every
perm.
girl I've ever talked to who got a perm who had straight hair, they go home and bawl. They just start crying because they look at themselves in the mirror because it's tight and kinky and it takes a while for it to relax. And you go home and you feel like you just made the biggest mistake of your life, you know. And
It's kind of like a chia pet.
all right,
All right, let me see if I can do this.
all right. Let me see if I can remember this. You want to set it for me?
Wait a minute, is that right?
Is that yeah?
There you go, right there. 2, 3. There's something little about. Slow it down just a little bit right here. About there, yeah. Warning sign. I miss the good times and I realized I started looking and the bubble burst. I started looking for excuses. Come on in. I've gotta tell you what a state I'm in. I've gotta tell you in my loudest tones that I started looking for a warning sign. When the truth is I miss you. Yeah, the truth is that I miss you so. Warning sign. You came back to haunt me, and I realized you were an island, and I passed you by. You were an island to discover. Come on in. I've got to tell you what a state I'm in. I've gotta tell you in my loudest tone that I started looking for a warning sign. When the truth is I miss you. Yeah, the truth is I miss you so. And I'm tired I crawl back into your open arms. Yes, I crawl back into your open arms. Yes, I crawl back into your open arms. Yes, I crawl back into your open arms.
Really nice, man.
Almost made it without choking out.
Oh
Sorry.
man, I didn't notice it. I mean, I heard you kind of cracking, but I figured it was just the vocal
Did I
thing.
just suck?
Yeah, I just figured that.
No, I just couldn't. I was surprised I could get through it.
Oh man, yeah.
a
We've all
beautiful
lived this
tune.
song in one way or another, so it's a bit much. Man, this is we're having a cry fest today.
I know. And there's another one.
There's another one. Okay,
Cry about this.
Let me see now.
Let's cry about this.
This is craziness.
Should we cry about that?
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna
let me
break
see.
things up with a tipper.
Yeah.
gore.
Okay, let's do it. Let's
town
cry for
crier.
that. Let's cry about that.
Yeah, cry about money. That's all. I'll give you something to cry about.
Nobody knows the trouble that I've seen.
It's
Wow.
it's the wine show.
The wine show.
That's not very strong. Well, folks, it is January. We know you're all spent out.
You still have grandma money though.
Grandma money? That's right. So why don't you go rob the grandma piggy bank
Oh my gosh.
and send it to paypal.me/micro77s. We're in desperate need of your finances this week. Venmo at micro77s. Checks are very welcome. 77S LTD on the check, on the envelope, P.O. Box 1441, Citrus.
Hey, and
Citrus.
All the trees are a-blooming
Heights.
at the edge of the precipice.
and
California, 95611.
it is in fact true, as someone mentioned. It's how we pay for the tacos. It is.
Well, right now, that is about what it's paying for. But, yeah, we want to keep bringing you quality programs and clean Christian music. Sometimes.
Except when we don't.
Except
when we
for that
don't.
first song that we sang had the word pentagram in it.
I know, Mike. What are you
Okay,
doing?
but you know what? Okay, here's the thing
Come on,
about
man.
Like, I'm
pentagrams.
calling you out on this
The thing about pentagrams is that
pentagram reference.
It just means that there's 5 points.
any mandala, any symbol throughout history has morphed and changed. There isn't any one time where one symbol stood for any one thing forever. The crosses lasted a really long time, but there's Celtic crosses. There's all kinds of crosses that mean a lot. So, I know a pentagram is associated with.
But
Well,
it's not a
the
thing.
upside down pentagram, right? Because a pentagram is a
I
star.
thought
right?
No,
was
it
a
just means
circle and
5.
I
It
just-
means 5 points.
Yeah.
But it's
And
associated
you got to
with
remember, when that song was written, it was during hippie times when girls drew all kinds of things like that on the wall. It
don't-
was,
Well, Aleister
But don't
Crowley
you
was a big
understand-
deal. And
Don't you understand the way the culture is now? I'm sorry, you said it then. You're done.
yeah, you're canceled.
Enough of you.
all right.
We're canceled.
All right, we're canceled. That's it. This is the last show.
So the rest,
Sorry, guys.
No,
This is
no,
the end.
How about
Pentagram.
this? The rest of the show is officially canceled. Okay, so if you want to stay,
Yeah,
you're
you
not
stay.
staying for the show.
Yeah,
you're just
and
staying because
now
you
you
want
know what you're in for.
We're not
right
officially
now.
doing the show at this point. This is the cancel portion of
Yeah,
the show.
here's
All right.
test
excuse
pattern.
me
Oh, here
while
we go.
I
Hang
boil-
on. Test
I'm gonna
pattern.
boil this goat. I'm gonna have some goat's head soup now, and let's see.
you're gonna leave me, I'm begging you to stay. But baby, I can't get through it anyway. And when I wake up in the morning, you are gone. Little pretty thing, you know I'll be all alone. You leave me crying. Please don't make me cry, 'cause I can't say goodbye. Please, please don't make me cry, because I know there'll be nothing left on me. All them good times we spent together, you said it was me and no other. Now you wanna make me be pained inside. Oh, darling, you are gonna make me cry. You leave me crying, please. Please don't make me cry. 'Cause I can't say goodbye. Please, please don't make me cry, because I know there'll be nothing left on me. All this pain, I can't stand it. You're gonna leave this poor man on his own. Please, please don't make me cry. 'Cause I can't say goodbye. Please, please don't make me cry, because I know there'll be nothing left for me. Please, please don't make me cry. 'Cause I can't say goodbye. Please, please don't make me cry, because I know there'll be nothing left for me. Because I know there'll be nothing left for me. Yeah, sorry, I didn't have an ending for that. I kind of blew the arrangement too, I think.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, there's a lot of repetition. I'd love to do this with Scott sometime and get that keyboard in there and get Mark in there.
Let's get that little tricky beat and that little tricky cadence of the vocal, and man, it's just, I was thinking too much, Chris.
Yeah, don't.
There you go, thinking again.
Because when you think,
You stink.
Well,
All right, hymn show
All right.
now. Now for something completely different.
now here's something we hope you'll really like.
From the hands it came down, from the side it came down, from the feet it came down and ran to the ground. Between heaven and hell, a teardrop fell in the deep crimson dew. The tree of life grew, and the blood gave life to the branches of the tree, and the blood was the price that set the captives free, and the numbers that came through the fire and the flood clung to the tree and were redeemed by the blood. From the tree streamed a light that started the fight
Round the tree grew a vine on whose fruit I could dine. My old friend Lucifer came, fought to keep me in chains, but I saw through the tricks of 666. And the blood gave life to the branches of the tree, and the blood was the price that set the captives free. And the numbers that came through the fire and the flood clung to the tree and were redeemed by the blood. From the hands it came down, from his side it came down, from his feet it came down and ran to the ground. And a small inner voice said, you do have a choice. The vine engrafted me, and I clung to the tree. And the blood gave life to the branches of the tree, and the blood was the price that set the captives free. And the numbers that came through the fire and the flood clung to the tree and were redeemed by the blood. From his hands it came down, from his side it came down, from his feet it came down and ran to the ground.
Nice. I never get tired of singing that.
What a song.
It's a great
Did
one.
he
man.
write that song? God.
I know. What a major talent Johnny Cash was.
Man.
I know. He was really good at it.
Inspired.
Well, and we spoke, I believe, in the last show, or was it the show before, about the scandalous gentleman that went over to Europe. Wasn't it this guy? He was a scandalous person.
Oh, that's true.
And then they reconstituted him as a country star.
Oh, that's true. Well, these guys were all together at Sun Records. Did I tell you that Bill Harmon met Johnny Cash under dubious circumstances?
No.
Mark's brother Bill, lead singer of the
And a
Strawmen.
hello to the
hey,
Kakalaki
Mark
one.
Kakalaki.
We love you.
I didn't know that. Bill didn't tell me this for years, but he said that he was living, I guess, in Nashville or near there, where Johnny lived, and he had this, he had his big house, and there was a lot of fields and stuff. And Bill showed up. He got his guitar, and he thought he was going to play for Johnny Cash. So he was kind of stalking him. He was standing where Johnny could see him. Johnny came out, and Bill goes, "Mr. Cash!" And Johnny kind of, turns away, right? And Bill, I think, ran onto his property and ran to the door and...
Was he like on?
No, he wasn't on anything. He just wanted Johnny to hear. And so finally, I guess he got in. Johnny let him in. He said, what are you going to do?
Really?
Yeah, and Bill sang
I never heard this story at all.
I know, it's amazing, this story. I couldn't believe it when Bill told me, but it really is true. And after Johnny was done with him, he helped him, like he was going to set him up and get some publishers. And the one thing he told Bill is, son, never put down that guitar. Which is great. I mean, and I said, well, Bill, did you follow through with all this? He said, no. He said, I was just so freaked out that I met Johnny Cash. I didn't even bother to, follow up with the leads. Like he made some calls for him,
Oh my God.
But Bill was young. I think he was really super young. I don't know if he was 18, 19, 20 or whatever. He
was in his problem age.
By
the way, we just heard another great song those guys have written. And they're
Mark
coming with
sent
some
that.
stuff,
Did you? I haven't listened yet.
Yeah, it's really
Is
good.
it really cool?
Yeah.
So the Strawmen are
back.
writing
They're
again,
back.
recording. I think a new Strawmen album is going to happen. I really do.
Yeah, I'm hearing it for sure. Yeah, it's really
you
good.
heard it too?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's funny thing about Bill is he steps away for a long time. He'll get in a thing where he doesn't want to do it. Like some other people we know.
It was like 20 years, Mark said.
And then he comes back. You know, he comes back. I'm
This
talking
one.
about myself. I've
This
done
one.
this too. But then he comes back, and when he comes back, he's strong.
He's just Bill, man.
He's
He's
Bill.
always Bill.
Yeah, he's always Bill.
And you can tell because he's as Bill as ever.
He's as Bill as ever.
It's
It's
a
great.
really, really lovely lyric.
This whole thing is great, man.
Yeah, Mark's stuff is great.
All right. Is this how we're taking this home, man? Let's do this. Thanks for joining us. It's been a great time. We love you guys, and we love that you guys are staying with us. And that's it.
I want to say one thing about this song. This is one of the first records I ever had as a 3-year-old. I had the original 45 on Sun Records, and only last night did I ever read the lyrics. I've heard this song probably thousands and thousands of times. Never, I know most of it by heart, but this line, this thing, I never knew what he was singing, and I read, I'm going, are you kidding? Isn't that amazing what I learn on this show, you know? Let's say, bom, 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 bom. 1, 2, 3. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I like to love it, I thought I was funny. You came along and moved me, honey. I changed my mind, your love is fine. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Kiss me, baby. Woo, feels good. Hold me, baby. Well, I want to love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. Got to tell this world that you're mine, 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 mine. I chew my nails and I twiddle my thumbs. Real love is what it sure is fun. Come on, baby, drive me crazy. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Yeah, boy.
Kiss me, baby. Woo, woo. Feels good. Hold me, baby. Well, I want to love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. Got to tell this world that you're mine, 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 mine. I chew my nails and I twiddle my thumb. Really nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, drive me crazy. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Bruce Spencer on vocals.
Dr. Love, the vocal, please.
Well, yeah, and Mr. Christian T for Thomas. T for Thomas, baby.